mangrove swamp, my suspicions were confirmed because there were tropical fish spawning at that swamp. So I began collecting up a bunch of tropical fish, and then headed back to the base to finally begin breeding up our axolotls to get the blue axolotl. And another mob I want to get is actually a llama. Not only are llamas actually kind of rare because they only spawn in a few specific biomes, but there's also a rare variant of llamas that most people either don't know about or forgot existed. So after finding a llama in this savanna biome and then transporting it to the base and getting it trapped in one of the enclosures, I put a carpet on it. Yeah, I bet you either didn't know or forgot about this. You can put carpets on llamas. Why? I have no idea, but kind of cool. But anyways, I continued breeding up our axolotls and had not gotten a blue axolotl yet, so while we wait, we might as well get to work trapping the next rare mob, which is going to be the bogged with a fresh cut. And after heading to the mangrove swamp, waiting for one to spawn, getting one trapped in a boat, name tagging it, and then transporting it all the way to the base, it burnt up in the sun. So I temporarily gave up on that and instead got to work on digging out an area for the final and rarest mob of the video, the white enderman. I then used shelf blocks and these carpets to build a pedestal where the white enderman will go, and I then began renovating the interior of the mob museum finally. And in order for this to look like a museum, I want to use a primarily dark oak wood palette with like red carpet. I don't know, that makes me think of like a premium museum kind of. And after replacing the entire floor with dark oak wood, I began placing in these pillars as well, and then began placing in the red carpet. I placed in the rest of the dark oak pillars, as well as broke out the walls and ceilings to replace them with stone bricks. And after a little more finishing things up, I had completed the interior decoration for the mob museum. I then bred up our axolotl some more, but still did not get a blue axolotl, and then I decorated the enclosure for the llama with carpet, as well as constructed the final enclosure, the enclosure for the trimmed bog. And speaking of the bog, I went back to the mangrove swamp and began clearing out an area and waiting for a bog to spawn until I finally found one, got it in a boat, transported it over to our base, and finally trapped it in the mob museum. We only need one of these guys though, so I'll just delete you. And to get